We wanted to talk about the changing landscape of total rewards. So pre-pandemic, you see there on the left that we had cash-based comp. A lot of folks thought about total rewards in terms of cash, medical, dental, vision. And yes, some companies got a little bit more creative, but for the most part, there wasn't a lot of customization. Enter then the pandemic. And the pandemic really was this jolting experience for our world, and that created an opportunity to really think very differently about the total reward package. So you as leaders have talked about total rewards. How has your thinking evolved over the last several years?
It's moved beyond compensation and medical insurance. There's lots of ancillary benefits to consider. We're thinking about total rewards all the time now. So when is the right time for this particular benefit? When should we be looking at this? When do you kick off the process? What's working, what's not? I think one of the biggest changes is that continual evaluation, not just the kind of set it and forget it that we could get away with 5 and 10 years ago.
Everyone has gotten more creative in thinking about how they can support their employees holistically without necessarily spending more money.
One of the things that I get really excited about sort of this post-pandemic total rewards is it is like a proliferation of new high-impact benefits that you can offer to folks. I think one of the bigger tailwinds for empowering people operations in HR to just make a big impact on the organization, right? Because the bucket of levers that you can pull inside of benefits and total rewards has grown a lot. I think the other thing that we're seeing on the flip side is with that growth, there's a lot more money being spent, a lot of opportunity to spend money, I think is the need to really understand return on investment. I think there's a sort of a fatigue around point solutions and trying to figure out what's working well. And I think that the overall decision-making kind of matrix of how do we pick across a growing landscape. I just saw a stat that the average employer today now offers 14 distinct benefits, to their employees. 10 years ago, it was 5. And so that's like a 2.5x, increase in richness, but also complexity. And so we think a lot in our role as advisor around how do we build a plan to actually educate the audience on how to use all this stuff.